Hi everybody, welcome to Primetime TV, and we've got our weekly news today. I'm Primetime Greg, and I'm happy to say I'm joined by our friends from Fingers and Plastic, Simon and Paddy.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Hello.
It's been a light week on news, but as I said last week, there's not a lot going on, but what we do have is pretty big and going to be a lot to kind of chew on. So let's kick right into it and let's talk about TFCon. So I mentioned over the last couple of news that I'm really looking forward to TFCon, and we actually had a TFCon special lined up for next Sunday to talk about everything that had come out. And lo and behold, the event has been cancelled. Can't blame the guys. We've got a big problem internationally with the coronavirus, and they've decided that safety first, we need to protect the guests and the visitors, and they've called it off. Interestingly, they're not the only one. The MCM Comic Con, which was going to be in Birmingham this weekend or next weekend, that's been postponed until late June. And in America, the E3 Expo, which is a gaming convention, that's also been postponed, and that date is June. So they were actually calling off an event so far in advance, which is really interesting. Simon, what are your thoughts on this?
Also, WrestleMania is in peril as well for those wrestling fans. A lot of wrestling events are being cancelled. Well, in fairness, what can we say? We are living through. This is like a global event. This is something that's going to, go in the history books. There's a pandemic sweeping the world. It's killing thousands of people. So it would be almost childish of us to say, but I want my toy. It's like, I really want to finish my MMC Bruticus. It's going to be a while. It's, there's nothing that people are taking safety precautions to save lives. So we can't, it's not cool, but we can't really moan about it. The only thing I hope they do is with their E3, because E3 was something I look forward to each with another group of guys with the headsets, and we sit and watch E3 together for all the game stuff, is they're going to release a lot of like videos and things like that online still, so we'll be able to see it. So I'm hoping like some of the third parties, or maybe put together little highlight reels or demo videos and release them through social media channels for us to spread around, so we still get to see a few bits and bobs. But we can't really complain that they're cancelling events. It's just the one in June's troubling, because that's we're in March, so that's good, 3 months away. But it's what's happening, isn't it?
Paddy?
I don't think there's any getting away from it. The biggest worry for me is this issue that they're cutting off the stuff in June. The football is off this weekend. My own club's got, our own managers got it. I know a lot of the other Premier League teams have had the same issues. It could be a stage that there's nothing going to happen for months, my first thought, but that was my first thought. Imagine if they cancel that, how gutted we'd be, but there's nothing we can do. It is what it is. I wonder, will they be able to do any reveals, and who will do those reveals? Because for me, the TFCon when the weekend comes on, it's exciting for me, because I'm thinking, who's going to release what, and who's going to show me photographs of X, Y, and Z. So if I get some photographs from Fans Toys or XTB, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I think Simon, you've made the point now, Simon. You said that you think that they may still do a few reveals. They may put out some form of content. Now, with the third-party panel at TFCon, it's essentially a slideshow that they work through in front of a live audience, and you get the pop, you get the crowd, but somebody's got that slideshow, and it's prepared. And okay, the event has been cancelled, it's not been postponed, and even if it were postponed, there's no point holding that back. That kind of needs to come out next weekend to get the hype going of the product. So that's what I'm hoping for.
I'm 50-50 on that, because if there's a lot of delays, so if what they were planning to announce at the weekend is going to be delayed by months, maybe I want to see some secret reveals. And if any third-party companies, want to send me or Paddy stuff, fingers on plastic, I'll all be happy to show any PowerPoint presentation anyone's got. But if there's going to be epic delays, I don't want to be teased with like a tantalizing Megatron to go with my General Grant, and then have to wait a year.
I know, but what if the third-party reveals were going to be a painted version of the Fans Toys Soundwave? If they're going to be the latest edition of the Cup from X Transport, these products should be a lot further on than we had in the previous reveal. So at TFCon, probably around about September, October, Soundwave was announced, coming 2019. Didn't happen, but surely they have now got painted images of him, and maybe that's what the content is. So if they've got that, I want to see it.
But then again, maybe Fans Toys are actually going to talk about Outrider again.
maybe. But yeah, I want to see it, and if it means that we're going to have massive delays, I don't care. We're kind of used to that by now. The next bit of news, which is also coronavirus related, I wanted to give an update on shipping. So, bit of a hammer blow today for me. I got confirmation that China Post, which is the equivalent in China of Parcel Force, are essentially shutting down all shipments to Europe from Monday. So it's only China Post. The other big one is CNE, which is what I would call the equivalent of Royal Mail. So they deal with the smaller packages, and at the moment they're left alone. They will continue, but it's very concerning that they're going to shut off the China Post from Monday. It means that essentially anything a bit bigger than a Fans Toys Phoenix or a Gigapower Grimlock, that's probably about the maximum size box that we can get shipped. So if you're wanting an Omega Supreme, if you're wanting a Combiner, no chance at all of that going by CNE, and it's effectively blocked indefinitely. Guys, Paddy?
Ooh. I think there's still hope with the box sizes. You are going to be able to get. I was just looking at stuff and thinking, what would I not be able to get from here? I think if we can hold out and still get some stuff, I'll be happy. We've got to be realistic. Simon mentioned it earlier. This is worldwide, so there's no getting away from it. It is what it is, lads. We'll just have to take what we can get.
Simon?
So before I go, is my X Transport's Beachcomber shipped? Again, look, do you know what? It's there's not much. What can I say? Anything I'm going to say is going to sound like a bit of a whining child. It's like I want my whatever I've got ordered from you that I can't remember what it is, and I want it yesterday, but I'm going to have to wait because people are dying.
Yeah.
Me getting my plastic fix, people dying. It's, people are going to have to be a little bit mature about it and wait. It's going to suck for Greg because he's still going to have all these customers going, where's my X Transport's gravestone? My foot fell off this. Can I send it back and get a new one? Greg! You're still going to get that even.
The bit I'm relieved about, as Paddy quite rightly mentioned, if you look around your shelf, most of the stuff you'll be looking at would fit in a Royal Mail size box. And that will continue to ship. The bit I'm worried about is if China Post are shutting and making that decision, then are CNE going to follow within a week? And if they shut that down, then game's a bogey until this thing gets better. And the news was saying yesterday that they believe we're between 10 and 14 weeks away from the peak, i.e.,
Yeah.
at what point will this start to get better? Now, if that's true, 14 weeks, we're right into the summer, we're right into June. But how many weeks are we from TFN, guys? More than 14. We're about 5 months away. And again, bringing it back to the conventions, there's a lot of chat online about TFN, a lot of panic, a lot of people making big statements. I can't say whether it's going to go ahead or not, but I think we're definitely at the stage.
I saw because I saw some of those posts about TFN, and I saw Leanne. So one of the TFN team has said they're watching the news, and if there's going to be an announcement, then there'll be an announcement. They'll probably put one of their news things out. But like I said, TFN is in August.
Yeah.
If you're fretting about it, you're someone that's fear mongering. So stop it. With regards to TFN, we've got it's 5-6 months away. It's a long time away and a lot is going to happen between now and then. It just is. So there's nothing anyone can do. So whining about it isn't going to help. Worrying about it, there's no point for at least 5 months. It's just a case of let's watch and see what happens as the world heals.
Yeah. On a more positive note, to brighten the mood a little bit, we had the Comic Con in Liverpool last weekend, and how good was it to see happy faces of people who got their autograph, got the photos. I saw one guy, I don't know who he is, but he had 2 of each photo. So he had 2 with Cullen, 2 with Welker, and 2 with both of them. And I went, that's £400 worth of photos, but I'll tell you what, that guy looked happy.
He's divorced now.
Yeah. Paddy, did you see anything from Liverpool?
I did. I saw those pictures. No, I really liked was the fact that it actually happened and people got to meet him, especially obviously Mr. Optimus Prime, because I love the guy. And being from the football world, I did a lot of autograph hunting before I started my current job, and it's always nice to get to meet people like that. You always remember it, and to meet them in person is even better. I must admit, when looking at those pictures, I was thinking, Jesus, will I get to meet him? And if I don't, I'll be devastated. But at the same time, you can't change it. You can't change it. It is what it is, and I'm not worrying about it. If I get to meet him, fantastic. And if I don't, well, I'll just have to take it on the chin.
Right.
Yeah, basically. But it was nice that, they turned up as well. Do you know what I mean? Where it may not have been, but they did. And that's a big positive for us, I think, because they really want to be there. They want to meet fans. They want to continue the franchise because it's important to them. And that's a big positive for us come August. I think if it's on, they will come.
I think the feedback I got was that they were delighted to be there, all in good spirits. I think I heard that their partners, the wives, were there too. I think they had a few shandies the night before. I heard that when they pitched up at whatever time they started, they looked a little bit rough, but good on them. Good on them. Hey, it means that should TFN go ahead, there might be half a chance that we get to buy Peter Cullen a beer at the bar.
Geez.
Anybody can afford it.
How mad is that?
Hey.
But I mean, I think what was good is because all the fans looked really happy, and I saw a beautiful sign in this. Have you seen the video doing the rounds of them on stage doing the reading? That's so cool. But they looked like they were having a good time.
There's a video of the whole Q&A. Try and
I have to check that.
I watch out for that.
Cool. But yeah, it just looks like everyone had a really good time, and that'll be us in August.
Yeah, it will be, hopefully. Okay, moving on to a few bits of toy news. As I mentioned, we're chatting away a bit about toys because that is the topic of the week. But in toys, there was an announcement of a TFCon exclusive, being the MMC Azalea Protoform, which is another repaint. Paddy, do you love it?
I do, and I know Simon's going to be laughing at me. I love it. I love the mold, and RC is one of my favourite characters, as Simon is bored to tears listening to me. Yeah, the colours are horrible, but it is that protoform, and you look back and you think that was what they originally had RC out in the 80s that we're going to design for, and we never get that toy. And I even remember as a child, going to my mother and saying, why won't they make an RC? Why am I not getting her? And my mother just trying to shut me up and give me some mumbo jumbo about, I don't know. Yeah, pretty much. But I was devastated that I never got an RC toy. And in adult, I'm making up for it. So yes, it is ugly. And yes, Simon, I will be buying two. One for each mode, which is sad, I know. But I love it. I absolutely love it.
Are you buying it, Simon?
God, no. I'm looking for, I've actually found the nice light pink one, because I quite like the MMC RC mold. So I found one and I'm going to be ordering it. But oh my God, it looks like a cat's thrown up on it. It's just appalling colours. So no, I won't be getting that. But still, be sure to buy it from Primetime Toys.
It'll go well with the previous TFCon exclusive, which was a pukely coloured Mirage Sphinx, which was pink and
God, it was.
On the topic of will you be buying that from Primetime Toys, just a wee reminder, I won't be stocking that. That's Mastermind Creations. Gut feeling, after the TFCon event, which is now no longer happening, but that stock will have to come out. So people at Ally and Kapow, I've got a feeling that Kapow will be stocking that in the next 2 or 3 weeks, but that'll be down to them. But keep an eye on there. The next one I wanted to mention was another one that I probably will not be stocking. The Earthrise Titan class Scorponok is available to order on Amazon for £122, which I thought was, quite frankly, a cracking price. I shared that with China. We've been waiting to get confirmation of stock and how much it's going to cost. And the feedback I've got was what I was expecting. It's going to be very, very difficult to beat that price. So on that basis, I don't want any of you guys to miss out on a deal. And my recommendation is to follow what I did and go onto Amazon and buy your copy now. Another good thing about Amazon pre-orders are twofold. One, if they drop the price between now and the release, you'll get the cheaper price. And secondly, they won't charge you until near the time. So I don't think there's much to hold you back unless you're undecided. But if you know you're getting it, then yeah, have a think about leaping on board. Before I pass it with you guys and what you think about that, I just wanted to make one observation. The retail price of Scorponok appears to be 25,000 yen, which somebody converted to $244. I got that off the TFW 2005 page. If that's correct, and they're recommending a $244 retail price, then £122 is an absolute bargain. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah,
Have you boys ordered it?
I've ordered it, yeah. Well, when you threw it up in the chat the other day, and they said you don't have to pay it right away. Ordered, because even if Amazon go, actually, we should be charging double that. We've now got it guaranteed at £122.
Yeah.
So I loved my Scorponok as a kid, and this looks like a nice, beautiful update of it. Ordered.
Paddy?
Not yet, because I've just come off nights, as you can probably tell from my Vampire State face. So as soon as we get off this, I will be making efforts to order it, because I know Simon's going to want to review it. So we're both going to need that toy in order to have a look at it. And yeah, look, it's green and pink, lads. So I love the colours.
It's still too small. I think it's still getting reported at 21 inches, and it needed to be 24 inches, but we're going to have to go over that.
Queen.
We're going to have to go over that. And the final toy I wanted to mention was on the 3A category. 3A have been knocking it out the park. We've had their Bumblebee, their Blitzwing, and their Prime. And I spotted online that their Nemesis Prime is coming out in June 2020. So just what we need, another repaint, a nice black Prime, another one that Paddy will have to buy, another one that Simon Odd, who is not with us, will have to buy. But you can't have a Prime without a repaint. Are you going to jump on it?
Yeah, I'm definitely buying it. I'm a little bit at odds with it because I feel like I have to. I know that probably sounds insane. Just looking at my Prime now, he's just such a beautiful bot. And I don't have that many Nemesis Primes. I think I've got 1, 2...
10.
I think I've just got 2. No, honestly, I think...
He hasn't got that
2.
many.
I've only got 2 at the moment. I will be getting them. But is it just me that it's a bit taking the Michael that they're bringing out a Nemesis Prime? I mean, there can't be that many people that'll want it, surely.
Simon, are you one of them?
No, I'm not buying. I'm not getting the 3As. I like my Transformers to transform. I'm not going to get into the debate now, but I like the Transformers to transform, and they're too expensive for me. Although when I was round at Paddy's, the Blitzwing is a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
I wasn't that enamoured with the Prime. The Bumblebee one's spine I really liked, but that Blitzwing was something a bit special. But they're not for me. I haven't got the money or the room for them.
Yeah. Well, I think it is a bit of a cash cow. Optimus Prime. How many recolours can we chuck out? There'll probably be a Shattered Glass. God knows, will we have a 3A Optimus Prime?
Ghostbusters Prime, Star Trek Prime. Oh, G.I. Joe Prime. There'll be a G.I. Joe Prime. Captain America Prime.
If there's foolish people out there willing to buy it, hey Paddy, hey Simon Odd, hello. No, he's coming in June 2020. If anybody's interested in that, but that's about it for me. Again, to wrap up, just a bit gutted that we're not doing the TFCon special next week.
It's going to be all 5 of us on there, wouldn't it?
It was going to be. It was. We had all planned out. Now we need to wait for the next TFCon. A wee prediction though. They have announced that they will let us know the TFCon venue and date for one in the fall in America, so in the autumn, in plain English. I've got a wee gut feeling they'll put it back into Orlando. You know, they'll appreciate that the guys in Orlando have missed out, and if they haven't nailed down a venue, then hopefully for anybody who's looking for that, then they'll keep it there. I think they've got a couple of staple ones like Chicago and Toronto, where they need to have them in those venues. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure if they've had it or Orlando before. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think they have.
I think they have.
Or have they?
I don't
remember. There's so many TF cons.
Yeah, they've been Los Angeles, I'm sure. But anyway, we're getting. They basically said that they'll be announcing the TFCon for the fall, and they'll have a date and a venue next weekend. So we'll wait and see. But if you guys have got nothing else to offer, no, I think we shall say goodbye and thank you for joining us. So thank you, Paddy, and thank you, Simon.
No worries, it's fun.
Bye bye.